Oh yes, this man wey you dey see here, the top leaders of the Northern Caucus, they don't come out now to defend and to reject the Israel Prime Minister speech against insecurity and against terrorists in Nigeria. This month, first of this month, the speech where Israel Prime Minister give Netanyahu, where they talk about things going on in Africa and mostly things where they happen for Nigeria. So inside that same video, he talk about the insecurity, talk about supporting of Israel, supporting of US government to make sure say the insecurity where they ravage Nigeria and other part of Africa, say they'll make sure say they wipe them out. But this man, suit am, got me body very well. So as he did, he don't come out, start to dey talk about the whole thing where Israel government talk, and in the interview where Bianca Ojukwu, the wife of late Odemogu Ojukwu, grant with the foreign minister of Israel. So they say all the things where the Bianca Ojukwu wife talk, say Bia, suit am at all. Say whatever they want to do, the Israel, they need to talk with the men or with the Muslim in Nigeria, but not the Christians. So inside this video, this man talk a lot of things. I would like you make you sit down, watch him to the end. So no skip any part of it, so that make you understand everything where this man they yarn here, because he talk a lot of things. So already our activist, he go explain a lot of things where this man talk, because already he talk, but no skip any part. As you dey watch, try to like, subscribe, and make sure you share the video to go and make everybody see things where they happen for inside Nigeria.
So guys, this man has come out to say that the North rejects Israelis' plan to assist Nigeria in fighting insecurity. This is coming after the Israeli foreign minister had a meeting with the state foreign minister, Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu. This man said, how come Bianca Ojukwu is the one having that kind of high-level meeting with the Israeli foreign minister? That if the Israeli foreign minister is looking for who to talk to, they should go and meet Ribadu, or they should go and meet Christopher Musa. That Mrs. Ojukwu, Bianca Ojukwu, does not have any right to have any meeting on security with another foreign minister. So guys, how come people reason like this? This is a foreign minister talking to another foreign minister, although she's a state foreign minister. So I don't know how come this man is saying that it's a taboo for the Israeli foreign minister to have met with the Nigerian state foreign minister in discussing issues that has to do with insecurity. He has also said Israel is not welcome in the North, that if they want to, he's even calling out Trump, that if Trump is looking for where to strike, he should go to Anambra. So guys, this is coming after yesterday when I showed you guys a headline where Shetima is saying that the North will resist any plan to divide Nigeria, that northern leaders will not allow Nigeria to be divided. So these people want us to stay as one Nigeria, but when it comes to fighting insecurity, they still show that they are sympathizing with the terrorists, because that's all what it means. Israel wants to help to stop the terrorists, and they are attacking Israel, that Israel has been killing Hamas. Israel has no right to come and defend Nigerians. So guys, talking about insecurity in the North and how the northern leaders are just sitting quiet on what is happening, take a look at some of the headlines here that I've got for you. Take a look at this headline. This one says 130 kidnapped, 16 killed in southern Kaduna in less than 2 months. Communities petition Governor Sani security chiefs. So guys, this is telling you that we are at war in just in southern Kaduna. In less than 2 months, 138 persons have been kidnapped, while 16 of them have been died. This is Nigeria at war, and the northerners are still opening their mouths talking about Israeli coming to help Nigerians and Nigeria as a country in fighting insecurity. Now, this other headline here says gunmen attack National Park Service office in Oyo State, kill 5 people. So guys, killing in Nigeria is a daily occurrence. I mean, it's just a daily occurrence. This one here says Pan Yoruba group blast Tinubu over insecurity, says terrorists kidnapping our kings while you enjoy taxpayers' money abroad. This one is another bombshell on Tinubu. All over the places, kidnapping is now, the most lucrative business for these terrorists. See, this one says Berum Youth demands proscription of headers, Miyetti Allah. prosecution of its leaders after deadly plateau attack. So guys, till today, the Nigerian government has refused to really proscribe these people as terrorists, even if they proscribe them in word. Recently, we heard that the National Assembly proscribed them, not really Mieti Allah, but all these gunmen, kidnappers as bandits, as terrorists. But guess what? These people are demanding that Mieti Allah be proscribed as terrorist organization, because or the international platform sees them as terrorists. It's only in Nigeria they are being pampered and harbored, and these people are saying proscribe them as terrorists for all the bloodshed that they've been causing in Plateau State, Middle Belt at large. So guys, it's been hell for some days now since the new year. It's been hell all over the places in Nigeria when it comes to insecurity. Everywhere is on fire, Now I'm just going to allow you to take a look at this video where this man is saying that the Minister for State, Foreign Affairs Minister for State does not have the right to meet with the Israeli Foreign Minister. And he's also saying that Trump and Netanyahu are not welcome to the north. They shouldn't dare come to the north. Just take your time and watch these videos and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell notification for more updates. Now take a look.
Okay, good afternoon, my fellow Nigeria. I want to clarify something that I see in the internet. Foreign Minister of Israel have a meeting with our state foreign minister, Benefika Ojukwu. Mr. Minister, how do you have a meeting with a foreign minister from Israel? You are requesting that we will you have a meeting with them on security. Are you a defense minister or NSA? How? Before the shell in Sokoto, before they bombard that Sokoto, where they bomb empty place, wash out, nobody is there. Well, how do you have a meeting with the foreign minister and you discuss about security and counter-terrorism? How? What is your problem with security? You are not a defense minister. We have a defense minister, Madole is there. We have NSA, Nurubadu is there. We have Christopher Musa. Those ones, they are the part of the security. You are not a defense minister, so you don't need to discuss anything pertaining counter-terrorism or security. Don't take us as illiterate. Your position is to make us how we can be able to invest in the foreign, and the foreigners should come and invest with the ambassador of that country. It is not your duty to have meeting with any Israelis. We don't need Israel, and we don't want Israel in the north. Why don't you tell them to go and shell in Anambra? We don't need that. And then after that meeting, when I Google again, I see where the Israeli embassy want to have a meeting with the first lady inside Villa. First lady, you are a mother of Nigeria, and we did not vote you. We vote your husband. So if there's anything for that country for security, it's not your duty. It's a duty of the president, and that is why we vote him to protect us and protect our life. Simple. So for having meeting with that foreign minister of Israel, Benefika, I think that meeting you have is your own. We did not. We don't accept anything Israel. Anything Israel can never match our land for anything. People who want to kill 87,000 Palestine, and up to date they hold them hostage. Food, they block them not to take, water, nothing. And then this is another US President Donald Trump. If you can be able to go and carry Venezuela prison, why don't you carry Netanyahu and hand over him to ICC, International Criminal Court, and you are giving him a weapon to kill Palestine? You say that person is a terrorist. You are going with a terrorist. You yourself, you are a terrorist because you met another country. You don't have to go Venezuela. I hear now you say that Colombia. You don't know what you are doing. You are just confusionist president. It's the worst that US have ever had a president who don't know even what he's doing. From this country to this country, do you say you rule their country? Thank God, I like that woman, that vice president, may God bless her. That vice president for Venezuela. She said no way, she have taken over. She is the president, and that is the truth. So Donald Trump have no space to stay in Venezuela. He's there to lead their oil. US are thieving oil. They want to thief oil like the way they do Libya and Iran. That's what they want to do for Nigeria. We say Holy Ghost fire.
Who sold Nigeria to Tinubu? Who sold Nigeria to the Fulanis? Who sold Nigeria to the Islamist terrorists? Who sold Nigeria to the Chagoris and to France? Is it possible that we may redeem this sale? Because how else do you explain that a functional state is being run in the manner in which Nigeria is being run? How do you explain that we are where we are? So I sat back and I thought about it. What is it about us that has rendered us uniquely evil? What is it about Nigeria? Because there is really very little that is unique about us as a colonial enterprise, because everywhere else, Britain had colonies. India was a colony of Britain. Today is a world power. China was substantially subjugated by the West. Today, they are a world power. Malaysia, almost every nation outside of the Western Hemisphere at one point or the other was a colony. Ghana was a colony. The same history that Nigeria shared with other African countries. So why is it that we do not appear to have risen above a sold country, a purchased territory? I sat down and I thought about it. Is it unique that a country was purchased in the manner of Nigeria? Yes, Nigeria was purchased, by the way. Yeah, it was purchased. In 1867, it was purchased by the British Crown from the Royal Niger Company, which had a charter over the territory largely in the southern part of Nigeria. So the British Crown revoked the charter and purchased it back. And as at that time, I believe it was £867,000 that was paid to the Royal Niger Company to purchase Nigeria by the British Crown. So Nigeria was a purchased territory. Now, the legality of its sale is another argument for historians and for political theorists. But I have need to mention it so that we begin to understand where our problem began. We were treated as a territory that contained certain things, including human beings that were treated as chattels, including gold, this, that. That was how we were sold. A territory was sold. Commercial proposition. But this is not new to us. America bought Alaska from the Russians in 1867. No, sorry. Around the late 1800s, they purchased it from them. That was in 1867. $7.2 million was paid. Seward was the Secretary of State who purchased it. He purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. It was known as the Seward Folly. That was a joke. That we went and purchased an ice garden until they found gold in Alaska, I think in 1897 or thereabouts. So it is not unique that a territory is sold. What is unique is that persons were sold without their consent. But that is, as I have said, a story for political historians to deal with. But there is a consequence for the way Nigeria was founded. The British purchased a territory, a business proposition. And in purchasing a business proposition, like any good business owner, they have to figure out how to run their business. You are already, of course, familiar with the British doctrine of indirect rule. But indirect rule, as with every other thing in life, has its consequences. Indirect rule meant that the British decided to work with existing structures, and where the structures did not exist, create structures that mimic the structure by which they prefer to administer the vast territory that they had now given to themselves. Imagine this: the southern and northern protectorate, colony of Lagos, merged together, right? You probably had, at the most, I doubt that there were ever up to 100 British administrators available to run the entire enterprise. Even the soldiers had to be sourced locally. They only had white officers. Have you ever pictured the Hausa? Have you ever pictured the Fulani header? Young boy sometime, probably sometime barely in his teenage years. And you find that this kid is the one that is controlling a vast herd. It is pretty much the same thing when it came to the way the British ran the empire. It was the same concept. Nominal direction by the British district officer working with the existing or constructed local governance capacity. So the British came in what is today known as northern Nigeria. I am not going to be doing too much to repeat what I have spoken about or that I have made clear and made available. Go and download The Imperative of the Nigerian Revolution. I've touched on this extensively and the book is free. Download it from my website, delifarotv.com. It's available free. Download it. But I'll touch on it briefly. In building its governance structure, the extreme dependency was placed on indirect rule because it was the only way this could work, given the limited human resource that could be deployed to Nigeria and almost everywhere across the world, because the British had a huge colonial enterprise. So what happened was that in northern Nigeria, there were already two governance structures covering most parts of it. That's the Kanem Borno Empire and the Sokoto Caliphate. What happened essentially was that these two had the colonial superstructure layered over them. I don't know what else I can do. I'm having repeated complaints about my audio. You would have to manage it like that today because I don't know what else I may be able to do to help matters. So let's keep going. So you had a situation where they layered their governance structure over the existing Islamist empires that you had in northern Nigeria. Now, this Islamist empire, and I mean Islamist empire because they were essentially based on Islamic rule, the Kanem Borno Empire and the Sokoto Caliphate. Now, there were multiple ethnicities who had not been conquered either deliberately or because they couldn't. These people were brought largely on, they were brought under Fulani and Boronu influence. And in some cases, their chiefdoms were recognized, but of course, they were given lesser status. So you have things like the Nupes, they were there, but at the end of the day, what you have was a situation where, because the Fulani controlled a larger expanse of land, they had by far better organized, centralized, highly systemized governance structure, and so did the Kanem Borno Empire. This became the model for Nigerian governance. In southern Nigeria, you find that in Yoruba land, our Obas didn't have those kind of absolute powers, and they were also not necessarily, they didn't have religious powers of the sort that you find with emirs and the Shehu of Borno or the Sultan of Sokoto. They didn't have those kind of theocratic powers. But at the end of the day, what you found was that the Britain administered Nigeria to the exclusion of citizens. They dealt with agents. That's why they could never talk about British authority in Nigeria. So they had to deal with nominal agents of Britain whom they treated as speaking for me and you, or at least our ancestors. I'll give you a case in point, a major fraud. The Alafin and the Oyos were taken essentially as the voice of the Yoruba. So any agreement with the Alafin was taken as being valid over the whole of Yoruba land, regardless of whether they were independent states who had either rebelled against the authority of the Alafin or who were never really directly under his authority. You found that they preferred to deal with totems, obas, emirs, and in the southeast, they created Igwes and what have you. They created all kinds of warrant chiefs. In the south, of course, they created all kinds of trading houses and created persons that they could speak with on behalf of persons they never consulted. That is how the modern Nigerian state was coupled together. There was never discussions with citizens. They dealt with totems. That was the beginning of the sale of Nigeria. Because when you do not have the voice of those who are meant to be citizens aggregated to form the basis of the sovereignty of a state, where you can continue to deal with representatives, unappointed, unanointed, unelected representatives instead of the people, and what these unanointed representatives of the people say is almost always a reflection or echo of what the colonial interest desired. It's the same.
Now, wow, my people, the situation of Nigeria, they shame me. Sometimes when you sit down, start to look the issue concerning this country called Nigeria. In fact, you go dey tire. This man where they talk against the Israel prime minister and against waiting they happen for between Hamas and Israel. In fact, it tire me. And if you look at the things where this man they talk, then you go know say all those people will be where they call themselves Islam. All of them that they support these evil terrorists. They be terrorists. There is no two ways about them. They be terrorists and they support terrorists. Whenever they hear say the Israel or America, they come to defend the Christian or they defend the land where those people they buy people. The next thing their leaders go rise up against Israel, against US, against anybody where they enter Nigeria to come in to fight against those terrorists. Then there you go know say those people they be terrorists and they support evil. The issue concerning Dele Farotimi, wetin he talk here, all of them are truth. The situation of Nigeria and the boring and the things wey dey happen for Nigeria, all the cost is because of the cause of the British. They just plan everything to make sure say Nigeria don't go succeed. Anytime when Nigeria try to succeed, make Nigeria fight herself into war and into other things. That is why they use the leaders. They use the leaders against the people. And anybody where they see say the person they rise, just like the way where Mazam can they talk against the things where they happen, then they will use the same leaders, use them to fight against the person who they talk against the evil where they happen inside the country. And that is the main problem when Nigeria they face. That is why you see this country, it can never develop, no matter waiting come or where the body, anybody will enter, because the Britain they control everything by themselves. So my people, I would like to hear your comment down below. Like, subscribe, and make sure you share the video to go around. Make everybody see the things, the injustice, and things where they happen inside this country called Nigeria. I go say thank you for watching.